right. Give this a moment. What? How's everybody doing? Give this just a moment here. Like I said, I know sometimes there's a commercial in the beginning, so give it a moment for that. Can you guys hear me all right? Just give this. All right. We're going to get started. Yeah, let's get this potty started. There you go. All right, 5x5. Cool. All right. All right. So we're going to obviously talking about now that it's 2021, which is kind of weird. It's going to take me forever to get used to that, but I'll screw up a lot, I promise. I'll say 2020 a lot, but that's okay. We'll get over that. But I did good today. I got it right today, so that was good. So we're going to get into that in a minute. I just want to remind everybody before we get started, if we have any interruptions or any problems with the stream, that I will get right back on as soon as I possibly can. So just be patient and hang in there, and I will get back on as soon as I can. All right. Also, I want to remind everybody that this is a very family-friendly oriented channel. So I would ask you to please be decent in the chat. No racism, no nastiness. If you can't abide by those rules, then those awesome people that you see lit up in blue are going to boot you out of here. All right. So first, before we get anything, I have a nice ice storm going on outside right now. They had said our whole region was, possibility winter weather advisory because of the freezing rain. Okay. And so it was scheduled to come anywhere from 2 o'clock till 6 o'clock. And it started here right around 4 o'clock. So right in the middle. But I just went outside a little while ago and it is slick just trying to walk. So yeah, Heather was going to be going out to go see her aunt today. And I called, and I talked to her and I said, no, listen, just wait till tomorrow. Go see her tomorrow. It's not worth it. With the weather the way it is, just stay home, so. But yeah, just crazy. So I don't know how much ice we're going to get, but it is definitely, everything is iced up. So should make for a fun night. Should be a lot of people out there having accidents, I'm sure, because, they're not smart enough. Good thing to be retired. Yes, it is. The beauty too, it's like whenever the weather's going to be like this and we know it's coming, I was just like, I'm just staying home. I'm not doing anything. So I really didn't go anywhere today. I just stayed home, dealt with it, and then just kind of waited to see if it was going to actually happen or not, because you never know. I mean, it's been raining, but the storm, if you will, it's a light drizzly rain that is freezing on contact is what it's doing. So it's just, it's just cold enough that that's what it's doing. And so it's just one of those things, you just got to deal with that. But so moving forward, let's talk about 2021 is here. What should we be expecting? What happens now? So here's a couple things that I wanted to address, which I thought was quite interesting. So obviously, what is all in the news? The virus. And okay, so here's what kills me too. And this kills me. So New York City, every year, the ball drops, you have a million people downtown, all that, they cancel it this year. But that moron, Mayor de Blasio, is down there dancing with, I don't even know who he was dancing with, because I just saw the video of him dancing with somebody at midnight. But it's okay for him to be down there, right? Absolutely ridiculous. The double standard, it just continues. These politicians do whatever they want, and then they dictate to us what we should be doing. I'm like up to here with it, to be honest with you. Okay. And I love the t-shirt. Thank you. It says Maine. Here, I'll kick it up here so you guys can see. Actually, it's so funny. I say it so much that it's like this shirt was sent to me by my good friend, obviously, up there in Maine. She's always sending stuff. She's awesome. So unbelievable. That's just it's what she does. But Mountain Girl, if anybody doesn't know who I'm talking about. Hey, Mountain Kayaker. Happy New Year, Ed, and all the chat room. Keep on prepping all. Yeah, absolutely. Keep on prepping. So, but anyway, what's in the news is all this, the virus, now the new strain. Oh my goodness, the new strain is out there. We should all be worried. Oh, what should we do? We should all get the shot, right? Yeah, okay, whatever. But I find that all of that going on in this, I'm gonna give you my opinion. It's a huge distraction to usher in what they want to usher in. There's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes that we're not paying attention to because the focus for a lot of people, right, is on two things. Two things. The election, okay, and also the virus. That's what the focus for most people is on that. But right now, what we have going on here in New York, and I'll just give you a good example, they have a bill they're trying to introduce, and these are the things that drive me absolutely crazy. Okay, so they got a bill they're trying to introduce to ban anybody except for law enforcement or people's job that require it to have body armor. So, in other words, average Joe citizen, if you have a bulletproof vest, they're trying to make it illegal to have a bulletproof vest in New York. And if you do, you have to either get rid of it or you can be charged with a misdemeanor the first time. And if you get caught a second time with it, it would be a Class E felony. Okay. Now, here's my problem with that. Because a criminal had a bulletproof vest on and did a crime and got, into a gunfight with the police, we're going to punish all the good citizens that obey the law. Heaven forbid you should be able to protect yourself by having a bulletproof vest in case you get into some kind of an altercation with said gangbangers or whoever the case may be, or criminals. Nope, you're not allowed to protect yourself. You're not allowed to be able to try to survive whatever is coming. Okay. Unbelievable. It's just, and it never stops. It's a slow erosion of taking away our rights, making these laws, putting these laws in place to the average citizen get screwed once again. And I'm going to tell you what, I'm sick of it. I'm tired of it. It is ridiculous that it continues to happen. As a law-abiding citizen, and realistically, what is a law-abiding citizen? Okay, so here's the way I look at that law-abiding citizen. I am not out committing crimes. I'm not out hurting people. I'm not out stealing from anybody. I'm not trying to run any kind of insurance scams, or I'm not doing any strong arm tactics. There's, to me, that's obviously criminal activity. Okay. The average citizen is minding their own business. They're not bothering anybody. They're not hurting anybody. So if I want to be able to protect myself by having a bulletproof vest just in case, because our society has gone Looney Tunes, right? Why shouldn't I be able to do that? And so here they are. They're going to try to introduce this to, make it illegal. And so, and I love how they do this. So if they make this a law in New York State, if you already have a bulletproof vest or any kind of body armor, you have 15 days to turn it into the local police department. Oh, yeah. I'm sure that people are going to line right up to do that. Okay. People better pay attention. People really better pay attention. There's a lot more going on than we're being privy to. So here's an interesting fact that I just saw tonight as well. All right. So obviously we had this explosion down in Tennessee, right? Down in Nashville. And I just saw this online. So I'm going to say this, but I don't know 100% if it's true or not. So if anybody can verify with me on this, that is true, please let me know. Okay. The largest plant in Taiwan that makes pharmaceutical drugs, especially the drug that the president had recommended, remember early on, other than taking, this nonsense that they want to give us, Seroquin or whatever it was, they were a huge manufacturer of that drug. They just had an explosion in the plant, surprise explosion. Now, please, if anybody can confirm that, please do. But I did see it on the local news thing. So I want to make sure that that's 100%. Yes. Yep. I don't even know how to say it, Liddy. So I'm going to butcher it. So I'm not even going to try to say it, but anyway, I don't even know how to say that the right way. But anyway, um, but that plant has been had an explosion. Okay, isn't that amazing how that works? Something that could do good for somebody, something that could help. Oops, now we have this explosion, and now there's another way you're not going to be able to get that. It's amazing how that works, right? You think these things are coincidental? None of it's coincidental. I personally believe a lot of these things that are done, it's all part of steps. Again, it is feeling stuff out, see what works, and then when the time comes, it's going to be a big wham, and people are going to be like, "Oh my God, I did not see that coming." We are still getting PPE from China. Why are we not making it here? You know what? That is a great question. That's a great question. I thought that we had started hydrochloroquine. Okay, Prepper Chris one kind of broke it down for me. Yes, that was the one that I was thinking of. Um, but again, it's like we had started making stuff here, but of course now And so here, what was going on in Wuhan? If I don't know if anybody saw those pictures in Wuhan, China, all those people were out in the streets celebrating. Isn't that awesome? But yet here, we're going to continue to be locked down, continue to be manipulated, continue to have all kinds of stuff going. It is amazing to me. Have you heard about the 180 days? And hold on a second. I want to see what somebody had said something here. Have you heard about the 180 days till disclosure? Ashley's asking that. I did not hear that. No. Nope. You are being denied cheap, safe drugs that stop COVID in its tracks on purpose. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I agree with you 100%. Hey, Matthew. I just want to thank you. Close to 38 acres off-grid house a couple of months ago. Thanks for all the information you give. Keep on prepping. Well, that is awesome. Closed on that. Awesome. 38 acres with a house. Perfect. That is great news. I'm very happy for you. Work at it. Again, just if realistically use the STD mantra, and it all comes together. It really truly does. And I'm going to tell you what, nothing beats peace of mind. Nothing does. So a lot of these politicians think they're better than us because of the positions of influence, outrageous narcissism. Oh, absolutely. They get in those positions. Power corrupts. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. Okay. People get into positions of power and their heads get huge and they think that they're all so important and they're going to dictate to you what you should be doing, but never do any of that themselves. It's just like, okay, oh, we don't want the walls. We don't want the walls, right? All these freaking politicians, right, that do all that nonsense about the wall in the southern border, right? But yet, what do? They live in gated communities behind walls, right, to keep them safe. That's fine. They don't want you to have a gun. Heaven forbid that you should have some way to protect yourself, but they have armed security that protect them. That's okay, right? But they're going to dictate to us how we should do and what we should do. They continue to make tremendous amounts of money off the American people. They get insider information as far as what's going on with stocks and this type of stuff. So they buy and sell accordingly. Now, more of them are getting caught because of that, because they're a bunch of greedy SOBs. But if you have insider information and, maybe you have friends out there and stuff like that, and these things do happen too. Let's say some company, like, okay, so think about this, okay? So Pfizer comes out with this first. I'm sure down the road here before that came out that they were going to be the first one with this vaccine. I'm sure that information was available to certain senators and congressmen and all this type of stuff. So I'm a congressman, I'm a senator, I'm going to go, hey, Charlie, my buddy Charlie, come here, go buy Pfizer. Go buy a lot of Pfizer right now. The stock's going to take off. It's going to go through the roof, right? Happens all the time, guys. Happens all the time. They have that information. They have that power. And where they get greedy is if they have stock in a company and they know something is either going to tank or take off, they'll increase or decrease their position. And that's why they're getting caught for that. But if they're sharing that information with their friends, which they should not be doing either, That's what happens. Okay, that's what happens. So you know, lot of issues with that. Um, a lot of control again. You know, they're going to dictate to us what we can and cannot do. I have a tremendous amount of concerns. You know, moving into this year. So let's talk about the most immediate one that is coming up here. I mean, today's the first. It's the first day of January. Obviously, it's Friday. So what do we got coming up the 6th, right? President Trump has said he wants all the patriots to come down to Washington, D.C. and stuff like that. Well, real quick, guys, we're at 1,200 people in the chat. We're at 333 on the thumbs up. So if you have not shot a thumbs up yet, I would ask you to please do that to show support for the channel. Thank you for doing that ahead of time. I do appreciate that. Also, um, it really does help with the algorithms. So the more interaction that we have, positive or negative, but we prefer positive, obviously, it really does help with the channel, pushes us up in the rankings and stuff like that. So thank you for that reason as well. The third reason is I like to see a lot of thumbs up. So that's just being honest. I know it's just a game. It's fun. And I enjoy, you know, seeing where we're going to go with it and stuff like that. Also, if you're not subscribed to the channel, I would ask you to please subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. Okay. All right. So getting back to what we're talking about. So the 6th of January, the president has said, everybody come on down to Washington, D.C., all the patriots, anybody that, you know, wants to be part of that and stuff like that. So Greg, my neighbor behind me, you know, he said to me, he goes, are you going? And I said, absolutely not. And I have stated on this channel many, many, many times, even if it's a protest that I believe in, you will not see me there. Too many bad things can happen. Okay. You look at, and I'm going to give an example of something that you never would have expected. Okay. The Vegas shooting. And everybody remember the Vegas shooting? Supposedly the guy shooting out of the window and killing all those people that were at that concert, right? I think it was more than that, but that's just my opinion. But just because of the angle and stuff like that, none of it made a lot of sense. But that doesn't make any difference. But all those people didn't go to that concert thinking that they were going to get killed, okay? But they did. A lot of people died that day. A lot of people got injured. Not a good thing. Now, at the same time, we have this protest going on down in Washington, D.C., December 6th, all right? What you're going to see is a possibility. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but there's always a possibility. There are plenty of lunatics on both sides, guys. Okay, so I'm not picking on the left. I'm not defending the right. There's lunatics on both sides. But if you know there's this huge crowd of people that are against your views, okay, they're against what you think because you think you're right and you're justified in whatever you do. There's this huge crowd going to be there. So what are you going to do? Well, I'm going to show them, right? There's people out there that are going to do that. I'm not putting myself in harm's way for nothing like that. No way. There's too many chances that things could go wrong. Now, it absolutely could be a completely peaceful protest because as it has been demonstrated in the past, when the right goes in, not only do they peacefully demonstrate, they clean up after themselves afterwards, lo and behold, unlike a lot of these other idiots that protest and leave a complete mess and garbage everywhere, right? But to me, it is too dangerous to do it, especially with the volatility that we have going on in this country right now. I'm telling you, in my opinion, we are sitting on a powder keg. That's what we're sitting on in this country. You have a lot of people that are very upset. They're stressed out. They're anxious. They're nervous. You know, something has affected them, maybe personally or not, and they want action. They want revenge, or they're going to show somebody. It's just like the bomber down there in Nashville, Tennessee, okay? He had a plan, and he had it for a long time, and he put it into action, okay? The motive, I still haven't heard what his motive was, okay? But obviously, he absolutely had a motive for some reason. They probably have transcripts, probably a manifesto of some sort saying of why he felt he needed to do what he needed to do. I'm sure that's out there. We're probably never going to be privy to that information. That's the reality of that. But again, that's not an isolated person. There's a lot of those people out there that are very, very disturbed. And because of everything going on in the media, stirring everything up all the time. I mean, you have the mayor of Washington, D.C. was telling the hotel people, shut down, don't have any hotel, don't take reservations for this time period and stuff like that. Well, I guess more than 90% of these hotels told the mayor to go screw herself. Okay. So now she's saying, all these businesses should close down. All the convenience store, the gas stations, everybody should close down to protest